Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Thursday. Happy Mediocre MTG Thursday. So obviously I'm doing something a little bit different this week as you're looking at me. I'm going to go over my professional career. I'm going to call it professional, but I guess, what do I want to call it? Not casual, my competitive play. So I took a look, hopped on Wizards website and looked at my Planeswalker points. Ooh, I believe they still keep track of them. I've got a lifetime total of 346, so take that for what it's worth. In my history so far, since June of 2013, I'm looking at my first event. So over the past 6 years, I played in 50 events. A lot of it was in like 2014 and 15. And 16, I moved. I was down in Florida, so I just figured I'd go over this and kind of say talk about what I played in. A little recap at the end. I like keeping stats and then kind of seeing how not even mediocre I've been. So the first event I ever did in a competitive sense was a draft. That was it was at Hammer Hall Gaming down in Jacksonville, Florida. Like the week after they closed, I don't know if they got robbed or what happened. I won my first match ever, and then I lost. I drafted. This was what was it? It was Return to Ravnica, Gate Crash, Dragon's Maze, and I built a Orzhov deck. Second event, where most of my time was spent, was at the Jacksonville Game Center. It was a pre-release for Magic 14. Looking through, I'll give those numbers at the end. So had to draw 3 losses and a win. I don't remember what I would have built that day. I do remember that's the Game Center was new at that point and wanted to do, I guess to help out and do advertising-y type things. They would do raffles between rounds, and I ended up winning the red pre-constructed Core 14 deck. Some little kid wanted to trade me, so I traded him. He gave me the black deck, so that was pretty cool that I won something. Next event that I did was pre-release for Theros, where I won a whopping 1 and 3. Probably built some sort of red deck. I'm pretty sure I took the red box. Next event would have been a 2-headed giant pre-release for Born of the Gods, played with my wife. We had a couple losses and a bye. Having to buy in there was really kind of rough and made for a long day, especially with the losses. I believe we weren't aware about only being 1 game per match, so that was kind of new to us. The next event I played in, here we are, just doing all sorts of crazy things. A Grand Prix trial. I'm sure I played some sort of Minotaur deck where I won 0 and 5 and ended up with a bye in there. There were 35 players in that event. I played it in FNM and went 1 and 5. So 34th out of 38th place. Kind of slowly getting up there. Probably again Minotaurs in a Friday night sense. I played Gameday Born of the Gods. I believe this one. Did I get? No, maybe it was the next one. I'm gonna come back to that. Yep, it wasn't that one. So Gameday Born of the Gods went 2 and 3. So not too bad. Again, playing Minotaurs in that time frame. Probably played, this looks like a Friday night Magic standard. A win, 2 losses, and a bye. Another FNM probably means more Minotaurs. 2 and 3. So I'm kind of getting a little bit better maybe. Then we get to our FNM. 62 players in that standard. I finished 37th out of 62 with a 2 and 4 record that day. We get into a Magic pre-release Journey into Nyx. It was sealed. I got 7 out of 17th. 2 wins, a loss, and a draw. I believe I did get a couple packs. I ended up drawing with my buddy Sam down there, and I believe I pulled a Mogus in one of the packs. That was pretty cool. I was happy about that. Played another, looks like standard, 23 out of 33, a win and 2 losses. You'll see some of these I just probably end up dropping. There's a casual event. I'm sure there's some sort of FNM event here next. One of the other local stores down there, Dick and Jane's, that they kind of hosted at the game center where there's more room, went 0-4. I believe I did some sort of mono black, and I threw some Garys in there and some Constellation because I'm seeing the first guy played, and I think I beat him one of the games, but it was lucky. He was one of my buddies down there. Played appealers to be the sealed event. So there's like some sort of convention that they did down there. I forget what it was for. Some like Jacksonville Comic-Con type thing. I went 1-3 at a sealed with M15. I believe I built Naya, and I don't know, it didn't really work. So 1-2, and ended up dropping and leaving early to go play cards. Pre-release Cons of Tarkir, 104 people played. So that was it was packed, and I do remember it. I got 31st, 4 wins and 3 losses. That was a midnight. That went really early into the morning. As much as I'd want to do another midnight pre-release again, I'm not going to. I've got pre-release for Fate Reforged. I went 1-3 and a draw at the end. Pre-release Fate Reforged. This was earlier because I did the 2-headed giant, and then I stayed and did the single solo player. Played with my buddy RC. We went 3-1, and we won packs. We won, I don't know, 8 or 9 packs and split them. So got, it says third place. I think we kind of tied for, I guess 2 or 3 teams tied for third. So that was pretty cool. Here's a casual Friday Night Magic. These casual events, we're playing Commander, so we each, and end up getting packs. Says I got first place. I don't know if I did there. So a Friday Night Commander event. And there's another one. We had 7-8 players normally when we would do that in the more competitive sense when FNM started kind of recognizing Commander as a format. GPT Miami 0-3. The standard. Don't know what I would have played. Don't know any of those people, and I kind of got slaughtered and dropped. There's another Friday Night Magic Commander, followed by another standard for Friday night. You must have dropped and done something else. Prior to play Commander, I went 1-1. I beat one of my buddies in it. Pre-release Dragons of Tarkir. There were 87 players who were in it. I believe this was another midnight one. I believe we had a baby shower the next day. 27th out of 87. 4 wins, 3 losses. Moving along, had another FNM 0-2 standard, 0-2 drop. Another Friday Night Magic Commander, casual. Gameday Dragons of Tarkir. I went 0-2 and dropped, finishing last, about a 22. 10-player Commander. Since I got burst, I don't necessarily believe that. Pre-release Origins. You'll notice there wasn't enough FNM. They had a pretty good deal down there when they did it, but try to keep the bulk of my stuff to be the pre-releases. I went 3-2 there, finished 10th out of 35, so it's come away with something like that, and I feel pretty good about myself. And of course, do an FNM a couple weeks later, and 0-3 and drop, and no. Gameday Origins kind of went 0-2. I do remember I was playing the Scissory Artifact card, and I ended up beating one of my friends in the second game of a match. He was playing Mono Red, which sort of smoking me. I did a 0-2 drop at that point, but I did catch him by surprise. Another FNM standard 0-3 drop. Pre-release Battle for Zendikar. 2-headed giant, played with my buddy Sam. We went 3-1. Again, they gave us third, but I think we think 3 or 4 teams were all kind of at the top. So we got packs. I believe I opened up one of the Hallowed Fountain expeditions. I believe it was Hallowed Fountains. That was pretty cool to open that up and also win. Had a FNM. This looks like an FNM where I went 1-1 and probably dropped. I don't know. Game day battle for Zendikar. Start off with a bye and then 2 losses. So I'm gonna drop off of that. Not that great. FNM standard 1-2. 2-headed giant. Oath of the Gatewatch. I played with my buddy again, but we won 1 win, 2 losses, and a bye. My buddy Sam and I believe, did not go well for us. Gameday Oath of the Gatewatch went 1 and 2. Yeah, 17 out of 18 people there. Pre-release for Shadows over Innistrad went 2 and 2. You know, if I can get a 50% record, I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, this doesn't tell me how many games in each match happens. That'd be something interesting too, to see if I have a couple more wins with those losses. There's a Friday Night Magic 1 and 3. Pre-release Eldritch Moon 0-2-1 in a bye. So yeah, 2 losses, a draw, and a bye. Not a good one for me. Since I got 10th place, I don't know how maybe I just stuck it out longer than everyone else. Gameday Eldritch Moon 0-2 in a bye. Gameday Kaladesh 0-2 standard format. Here's a Showdown Kaladesh 0-1 drop. 12 people in that one. Pre-release for Aether Revolt 1 and 3. Started off with a win and kind of went downhill from there, it looks like. Here we are, you know, that's the beginning of 2017. There's I don't know what this thing is. I went 3 and 1 and got 5th out of 14. It's at a place that I thought I only played at once, but I'm not sure. Maybe there were more of us. It says casual constructed. I don't believe that. I don't know. That's weird. Friday Night Casual Commander. Then the last event I played down in Florida was a casual boost Friday night booster draft. Maybe it was a Saturday. Getting 3rd out of 6. You know, I had 2 wins and a loss. Then I move up here. I'm playing at the local store up here. Pre-release Ixalan 4 and 0. I know. Yeah, that was my black blue pirate control, and it's the first time I ever won on my own, and just won everything. It was really good. I mean, not all the games in the matches, but pre-release for Ixalan went 1 and 2, and then the most recent event a couple months ago here went 2 and 1 in the booster draft for Modern Horizons. So when I tally it all up, it's 22 Friday Night Magic, 16 pre-releases, 2 Grand Prix trials, 7 game days, and 3 that I called out. Tally it all up, 6 matches were Commander, so I don't really have the wins and losses. I ended up with 7 buys in there, which kind of gives you the point or whatever. 4 draws in there. Again, the point. What does the buy give you? I don't know. I'm sure I can find in here. I think it gives you something. Draws 1. Maybe did the buy count as a win? I feel like it probably. Yeah, buy counts as a win. I kept them separate. 98 losses, so in 50 events, looks like I'm gonna lose twice every time, and 54 wins. So every time I play, I should expect to go about 1 and 2. I mean, probably be closer to 2 and 2, but I guess we should put the draws and buys in there. But as long as you're kind of having fun, and I know at some points, with the FNMs, kind of, realizing that my goofy Minotaurs weren't cutting it and trying to come up with goofy off the wall, fog decks during M15 and in there, cons block and stuff like that, and some milling things. You don't expect to be too competitive, but hopefully sneak out a win or 2. So that's it, 54-98 for 4 draws and 7 buys and 50 events. We do have pre-release for Throne of Eldraine coming up that maybe I can sneak off to and get 1 or 2 wins. That'd be nice. Be nice to sweep and go 3 or 4-0, but do what I can here. I don't get out too often, so maybe that's why I'm starting to play a little bit better. Maybe I'm learning more. I don't know. With that draft for Modern Horizons, I kind of surprised myself. I thought it was kind of crappy, but I guess I had some favorable matchups and maybe some good draws. But that's it. That's my competitive. Was all competitive. Professional career in Magic with 50 events so far. There we go. You see me out there. I'm probably gonna go 1 and 2 here on in. Maybe get closer to a 2-2 or a 2-1. depending on how many rounds. But that's it. Thanks for listening to me jabber and give some stats out about the end to give you a more fuller picture of how kind of sub-mediocre that my playing is. Probably a good thing why I don't play out too often. So thanks again for joining me. I'll see you next Thursday with a Pack Cracking Thursday. Okay, night.